What? Movie made me hungry. My name is Ren, and this is my review of Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget. Welcome back, film festival fans. Thank you for keeping me company as I suffer from the post-festival blues because the London Film Festival is over. But my work is not. There is a ranking video coming up where I'll rank all 26 films I saw at the London Film Festival, including the long-anticipated sequel to Aardman Animation's classic, where, after having pulled off a death-defying escape from Tweedy's farm, Ginger has finally found her dream. Peaceful island sanctuary for the whole flock, far from the dangers of the human world, where she and Rocky welcome a baby chick named Molly. And so, Ginger's happy ending seems complete. But back on the mainland, the whole of chickenkind faces a new and terrible threat. Even if it means putting her own hard-won freedom at risk, this time, Ginger and her team are breaking in. And that is exactly, beat by beat, what Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget offers. Classic Aardman hijinks, chicken shenanigans, and plasticine misadventures galore. I really didn't know what to expect from Chicken Run Dawn of the Nugget. While I grew up watching the original, it doesn't particularly hold a special place in my heart as it does for many other people. But having rewatched it the day before watching the new one, there's just a timelessness to the humor, to the look, to the feel, to the jerkiness of the stop motion of it all. And you can tell how much of a budget Dawn of the Nugget has because everything flows, everything just feels so natural to the movement of the characters, to the way the world looks, the situations and settings they create. It all comes to life beautifully. It's fantastically well done. These animators are just magicians, bringing these worlds, these characters, and these stories to life. You still have that classic Aardman ingenuity when it comes to the humor, of the characters, and that sort of self-awareness that they're making a stop-motion animated film with plasticine chickens, and it lends itself into that in an unabashed, unafraid way that just enhances the humor and charm of it all. And to that point, Dawn of the Nugget knows exactly the audience that is flocking to see it. What made the original Chicken Run a classic wasn't its basic pastiche on the Great Escape plot. It was the characters, the individual flavors and spices that they all bring to the group dynamic with funny puns, wit, charm, and hilarious gags to endlessly entertain. All those ingredients, all those characters, all those humorous dynamics are back. Particularly one running joke with a snail that is fantastic. And they take this self-admittedly basic twist on the premise that instead of breaking out, they are breaking in, so they pay an homage to spy films and take this heightened sensibility that comes with an animated film, particularly with an animated film about plasticine chickens. It's over the top, it's ridiculous, and they immensely play into it. But there's also always a heart to it, this time being Rocky, Ginger, and their daughter Molly, played by Bella Ramsey. It's a classic Disney princess structure to a story, but it's Aardman playing a wink and a nod in a tongue-in-cheek way that just makes it move very fast. This is an extremely fast-paced film with a ton of visual humor. And it's the kind of slapstick that is all the more effective because there's an inherent physical element to the characters and to the world. Not just what you're seeing happening, but no matter how good they make the movement of the characters look, you know everything is plasticine, everything is real. And so when someone gets hurt, when someone gets hit with something, when someone goes flying and hits a wall, it hurts, and it's all the funnier for it. Now, there are jokes in this film that don't work. There are moments where you can see them running out of material and ideas and just recycle something from the original film. Not directly, there's enough of a basic twisting to it all, but that's what this entire film is. It's a basic twisting and just another story with these characters. It doesn't need to be great, but it is something that admittedly isn't great. The filmmakers, the storytellers, were not looking for that. And one of the biggest glaring obvious instances of this is Mrs. Tweedy, who comes back, and it's the exact same thing. She doesn't do anything too memorable. She doesn't have any of these over-the-top maniacal moments as much as she did in the original. It just feels like retreading the same ground, where in the overall plot and structure they at least basically twisted it around to something else that they're aware of. Miss Tweedy is just the exact same character. She has a new husband, but her goals remain the same. Also, while Dawn of the Nugget looks objectively fantastic from an animation standpoint, and I'll always cherish having a new stop-motion animation film, there is a sense of whimsy to the jerkiness of the original, to the little imperfections you can see on camera, to where the characters have fingerprint marks on their faces and their bodies, and you could actually see, despite those being imperfections, those are the marks of the hard work that it took to each frame in the film. Here, everything looks polished, but it looks just a little bit too polished. It looks just a little bit too perfect. It misses that Aardman ingenuity, that DIY, you can do it yourself element to it all, to bring all this magic to life. It's not something that is necessarily a bad thing about the film. It's not necessarily an issue, but it is something that, to me, I missed watching Dawn of the Nugget comparatively to the original. And there's just something about Aardman that feels inherently earthy and grounded, and the polishedness of this Netflix produced film that very much looks and feels like a Netflix original is constantly there, and it's constantly glaring. It doesn't undermine the positives about this film and the charm that is integral about these characters, but it is noticeable. But remember, I'm just a guy with no particularly strong feelings towards the original Chicken Run, and my biggest takeaway from this movie was, I want some goddamn chicken nuggets. So before I dive into my final thoughts on Chicken Run Dawn of the Nugget, it's time for you to start the conversation about it in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on the original Chicken Run, how excited you are for this new one, and what is your favorite Aardman film. If you're liking my London Film Festival coverage, you want to check out more, there's more right on this playlist up here, or if you just want to talk more movies and TV, this is the place to be. Consider clicking that subscribe button, and you won't miss any future conversations on your favorite movies and TV. Chicken Run Dawn of the Nugget is a serviceable legacy sequel, Aardman's nod to heist movies spiced with the humor and animation of the first. There's an undeniable Netflix original sheen to it all, but never enough to take the charm and delight away from Aardman's rebellious plasticine chickens. I'm giving Chicken Run Dawn of the Nugget a C+. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to stay tuned for my London Film Festival 2023 ranking, as well as the many reviews I still have to catch up on from the London Film Festival and the Venice Film Festival. Big shout out to my channel members for always supporting the channel. Now back very soon with more, so until the next one, love each other and love the movies.